wherever you go. From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Well, after all this waiting, a year in fact, the course is ready and so are the players. With the women's amateur practice round in the books, all eyes are on Champions Retreat Golf Course for round one. It happens tomorrow.
And it's not the traffic we're used to seeing around Masters time, but even during the pandemic, the women's amateur is bringing in crowds.
And a lot depends on the weather. I know those young golfers want to have the best conditions possible. They say the course is a little soft right now. I'm not sure if they want it to dry out completely, but a little rain might even make it softer.
Yeah, they certainly don't want to dry out completely for the final round because those are fast enough out at Augusta National. But not too bad of a day out there. Pretty moderate temperature.
Storm threat coming up in just a bit, guys.
We know it really sounds like great news for our local businesses who've been struggling to make ends meet, all these people in town, but more people in town is actually causing some people to worry.
Our Will Rio is live for us right there along Washington Road. And Will, you spoke with some businesses today. Why are they concerned about the crowds?
Well, Richard, they're stressed because they simply can't support it. A lack of employees around some of our local businesses is causing them to worry. And a week that was supposed to be joyful and full of customers and getting some of that extra revenue is not going to be full of relief like they expected. Blooming flowers and busy roads indicates only one thing in Augusta. Masters Week is on the horizon. With that comes patrons, customers, and most importantly, revenue for local businesses.
Oh wow, I mean it's been tough.
Peggy Schaefer with Village Europa isn't talking about last year's tournament having no patrons. She means not having enough employees to work during this year's tournament.
I'm working shorthanded and it's tough, and when you work shorthanded, you're not able to wait on the guests as well, and they may not come back because of that. So it's a double-edged sword.
It's something she says is happening all around the CSRA.
I hear that businesses just can't find good employees, loyal employees, somebody who wants to stay. I hear that everywhere.
According to a local workforce study, there is nearly 500,000 potential working adults in the CSRA, but only half or more are employed.
With the unemployment rate the way that it is, and with extended unemployment benefits, you have to work a little harder now than you ever had before to locate that talent you need.
But for Village Europa, they hope their 49-year history in Augusta will live to see the half-century mark later this year.
We're going to keep on keeping on, and we're going to try and, keep moving forward.
Peggy Schaefer told me that it's almost ironic that we're at the point that we're at right now where she's getting more revenue but still can't operate with all of these customers in town.
Well, here they come, like it or not, and we really do like it after a year with no patrons in town, so it's great to have them coming back in. What?
Well, even though we are seeing a bit more traffic, as Will was explaining, it's nothing compared to what we are used to seeing. The I-Team is looking at the real financial impact the pandemic is having on our local economy when it comes to home rentals for the Masters tournament. So we requested and crunched data for room rentals through Airbnb and Wrdw, and here's what we discovered. Revenue is down almost 75% compared to pre-pandemic rates back in April 2019, the good old days, as we like to call them. Back then, each room netted a profit of about $255 a night. The projected profits for this tournament, only $64 per night. So you can really see the hit to the wallet there. And again, that's comparing the rates per room. So if you broaden that out a little, we're looking at rentals per house here. It was around $512 a night in April of 2019. Now an average house this next week is going for about $314 a night. So that drop a little less steep at about a 40% loss in revenue. But the I-Team found that dip goes down even further when you consider how many fewer places overall are projected to be rented at all. So next week, a little more than 1,400 units projected to be booked. You can compare that to nearly 7,000 rentals in April 2019 on Airbnb and Wrdw. That's a drop of around 80% overall in the rental market. So it's important to note this data doesn't even include those private rentals through companies here in Augusta or listings with the Masters Housing Bureau, but it does give us an idea of the losses for all of those, not only for home renters, but also all of our local businesses missing out on those patrons, our economy missing out on the hospitality and local sales taxes.
Well, the first day at Champions Retreat is in the books for these talented young women. Tomorrow, the shots start to count. It is the second Augusta National Women's Amateur. Players say they are just happy to be here, and we're going to hear from them in about 20 minutes in sports.
It's an area of Augusta often overlooked by development. It's known to be filled with poverty, crime, and very few food resources. And for years, the city's been talking about transforming and working to transform the Laney Walker area.
We're finally starting to see the results of that. Those plans are coming to life. So far, about 50 homes have been built in places where dilapidated buildings used to stand.
Kennedy Harris is live in the Laney Walker area right here at Twig Circle. And Kennedy, we're really seeing a lot of new houses, a lot of new apartments. What else is in store over that way?
Yeah, Laura, there is a lot of things in store. Augusta's Housing and Community Development Department, they want to continue building houses in this area, and they also want to attract businesses. This is a long-term plan that will continue the growth for Laney Walker.
Come to find out, it's too quiet.
Too quiet. That's how Clifford Devine describes his neighborhood in Twig Circle.
I like to see something happen every now and then. But I would think that the quiet part is good when you want rest.
He moved to the area from South Carolina right when new homes started popping up. His neighborhood is part of the Laney Walker Bethlehem Revitalization Plan led by Augusta Housing and Community Development.
So the Bethlehem Revitalization Project was established back in 2008.
The plan is to build quality and affordable housing to launch economic and eventually job development in Laney Walker.
A robust community flourishing with quality housing from affordable workforce, multifamily, mixed use. I would like to see more small businesses investing into the community. And eventually, we will have that food access, maybe a grocery store, or it may come in a different form.
The houses range from $140,000 to $200,000. Since the first home was sold, they've already seen an $80,000 increase in neighborhood value in some parts. The homes are being sold before they're even built.
So the houses are selling quickly, and we cannot put units on the ground fast enough.
Even though it's too quiet, Devine says he enjoys his neighborhood.
And I think you're doing a wonderful job of revitalizing this area.
And HCD says this revitalization plan is the blueprint. They can use this same plan and these same efforts in other parts of Augusta, like Harrisburg and South Augusta.
It is really beautiful what they've done over there, and it's great to see. And thanks for that, Kennedy. Housing and Community Development says they have 180 plots of land all ready to be developed, programs in place to help you get those homes. So to learn more, Kennedy's put a lot of that on our website for you.
Also this evening, new information that provides some insight to the moments leading up to a Columbia County man's death. The Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner says William Andrews was seen on video pumping gasoline into a container. Then he walks into the gas station. He bought a lighter, and about a half hour later, that witness heard an explosion. His family tells us he usually has lighters and extra gasoline on him, but Andrews has had 3 children. Investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what led up to that fire.
We're also learning about the drowning death of a 1-year-old in Aiken County. The coroner says the toddler, Paisley Hyatt, died yesterday after falling into a pond with their mom. Happened around 4 o'clock in the afternoon at Carolina Bay Park in Aiken. The child was taken to Aiken Regional, where he later died.
A heads up for the Richmond County parents. Tomorrow is your last chance to let the school district know your thoughts on possible rezoning changes for Richmond County schools. Some schools will lose students, others will gain students. So if you want to learn more, you make your voice heard on this. The virtual meeting happens tomorrow, 6 o'clock, and we have a link for you to watch on our website, wrdw.com. If you want to ask questions during the meeting, you can call the number right there on the screen. With the Cyber Center of Excellence and the Georgia Cyber Center, it's no secret we are big on cyber in Augusta.
It's something our school districts hope even the youngest students can get involved with through programs like AU STEAMify. As Brady Trapnell explains, leaders are really hoping this is a pipeline for local jobs.
Students in Columbia County schools can be a part of STEM, math, and science programs in grades as early as kindergarten, all part of a program to prepare them for careers across the CSRA. These middle schoolers are the future.
I want to just be a nuclear engineer.
Future engineers, architects, artists, all in this room.
I truly believe the jobs these students get when they're adults, they're not here. They haven't been thought of, they haven't been created. We don't know we need them yet.
David Phillips coordinates the Greenbrier Middle School STEM team. Several of his students won the grand prize of STEAMify this year and first place in other categories.
If you want them to grow up and not only solve the problems of tomorrow, but ask the questions of tomorrow, you need to get them started at an early age.
These girls won the grand prize for engineering a classroom for connectivity, but also social distancing.
It was fun designing the actual project, like actually making it on Tinkercad.
Tinkercad is a computer program for 3D design and coding. One team even built an app to act as a thermometer. And over at North Harlem Elementary, a group of 5th graders won the Arts Grand Prize for using creative thinking to express their feelings.
We have to be able to train students to pivot in life now.
Dr. Ashley Guess runs the STEAMify program for AU. She says this isn't just an education initiative, it's shaping our community.
Train that student who will be able and equipped for those jobs. Keeping them local if we can.
Those local jobs are growing every day. Amazon, the Cyber Center, Fort Gordon, all looking for students ready to take on the future. Reporting in Columbia County, Brady Troutnell on your side.
And 95 different teams across Georgia and South Carolina competed in AU's program, and AU wants to expand this across the Southeast to open the doors for students to bring their talents right here to the cyber capital.
For the first time since Georgia voters sent him to Washington, Senator Raphael Warnock spent some time in.
We are tracking a cooler start for tomorrow, so mostly cloudy conditions for the earlier part of your Wednesday, and the threat for some stronger to severe storms tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk more about that in just a bit.
And it's proof that a boost goes a long way. A sweet surprise this evening for some people in the healthcare industry.
Plus, the talk of the town is this shot of Mel Gibson in Augusta. It's also giving businesses a big boost. They tell us what they've seen coming up. This video has gotten 300 plus shares on our Facebook page, and you know who it is probably by now. Mel Gibson, right in the heart of downtown Augusta. It is all the buzz, and of course that's some big star power right there on Broad Street, but it translated to some big spending as well. A worker over at Groucho's Deli told us they had people crowding in, eating by the windows just to watch that movie making in progress.
Definitely brought in a bunch of the movie crew, which for the past week, we've had a good bit of them coming in and out, same faces every day. They've been enjoying coming in here, getting to go. It's been great, like especially this warm weather coming in as well, plus that, it's really helped us out a good bit.
So the warm weather, Mel Gibson, it's really a combo platter for business downtown. But this Mel Gibson shot from yesterday was right in front of Edgar's on Broad, so that kind of helps you get your bearings.
Right in the middle of town, in the middle of the day. Waving around a weapon like that?
Yeah.
Only Mel Gibson can get away
Lethal
with
weapon,
that.
man, right here. This is crazy.
That's good stuff. We'll let you know when we find out more about this movie. They're not done yet in our area. Well, it's been a long few months for folks in the healthcare field.
And today, the hard workers at the Craig Hahn Elementary vaccination site got a very sweet surprise. Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, boxes of Samoas, the Thin Mints, my favorite, and Do-si-dos were handed out to the workers there at the vaccination site. It's all part of the Girl Scouts Operation Cookies from Home project. They take cookie donations, usually from military folks, but this year they've added in those frontline workers. Overall, the Cookies from Home operation will hand out 60 cases around the Augusta area.
I feel it's the least we can do. They work so hard to protect us in the community, and Girl Scouts is all about community service and giving back to the community. So any small way that we can help, we're going to participate.
Well, if you want to help out, they're taking donations until the end of April, and we posted the Operation Cookie Donation link on our website. Just head that way and search Cookie Donation.
Oh, yum. That makes me hungry right there. There's nothing that says thank you quite like a Girl Scout cookie. Well, the kids were out in full force this morning at Finnessy Swamp for an Easter egg hunt. This event was just for the little ones, just for toddlers, to give them a chance to actually get the eggs without some of the bigger kids, also to do some fun activities.
It's competitive sometimes.
It is. My 3-year-old still doesn't fully get it. He's like, why are they running? But there were lily pad hops, there was caterpillar coloring, nature experiences, all sorts of fun. They always do a great job out there, and they did get to have a little fun and learn something too.
These stations all are appropriate for this age, working on colors, working on fine motor skills, and it's fun.
and they've been doing this event for about 6 years, but this year they split it up into 2 days because of COVID, trying to get some distance. But it's called the Alligator Hunt. It's going on tomorrow too. So if you missed out today and you're interested, get your phone out, take a photo of this screen. We've got the number right there at the bottom for you. So you do have to register for that, but there are some slots open for tomorrow.
It also happens to be beautiful over there.
Yes,
Just
and
a gorgeous spot.
First Alert meteorologist Mikkel Hannah Harding was out there. Really temperate, really moderate weather. Perfect day for an egg.
Has been named manager. That's a great hire for the Green Jackets. Any big league experience is a huge boost to a team full of high school and college-aged kids. And good news for the Braves as well. How about a Mike Soroka sighting? He closed out today's game in his first action since his Achilles injury. That's really, really, really good news. Right back after this with one more look at the weather.
What can you